Blessings, blessings, blessings. This is Will of M, and the M comes later. So, currently in the story, there's a shortage on sparring partners. Now, I don't know why this is. Maybe it's going over the boxing losing its steam in Japan era, because you gotta think we're in the 2000s now, it's new millennia. Maybe these 2000s kids are more in different animes. Maybe boxing isn't popular as a sport, things like that. I know in the anime iShield 21, this is one of the problems in the beginning, like American football just wasn't as popular as it was back in the day. So maybe they're just showing that in a subtle way. Or maybe the characters are just getting so dog strong that it's hard to find people that can sustain them. We enter a new era. Like we're pretty much, everyone's almost in their end games. You know, everyone's about to go to the world, fight the world. We're going to see stories wrapped up, characters we love on the way up out of here. And the next generation coming up. I think Amai is leading the charge, that young stronghold. And I think it shows just he's Mr. One Round. He's actually losing competition too. He was mad at Sendo, snapped on him for not being around for him to face. Everyone else is facing now are small fry. But I think he'll kick it around there just for a little bit longer and be the final boss before Ippo tries to take on the world stage. But I'll get more into that in another video. Currently, for this current arc, we're focusing on Mashiba and his demon inside of him that Ippo helped vanquish with his fist of life. When he's training for a world stage match against Marcus Rosario. So right now he cannot find a sparring partner, and they say he needs someone who's an in-fighter and a southpaw. Now, I really wanted to be Randy Boy Jr. to bring him back into the story. He's an excellent fighter, and he can switch hit. However, his style is more suited to letting you get in the rhythm, you come forward first, and then fucking up your rhythm. He's not really go out there and get it. I think the best person for the story, if he's not yet retired, is Take Kichi. He's an older veteran man that Ippo fought. He was actually ranked number 1, supposed to fight Date, but his son became ill, and so he ended up not pulling out the fight and staying with his son by his side, which caused his son to get bullied. And he had said something really profound, that words can hurt your heart worse than fists can hurt your body. So he wants to show his son that, like, he wasn't a coward. Those things those kids said about him weren't right, and they weren't. Even Date once said that he wasn't sure he could beat him. He wasn't sure he was going to lose. He didn't think he'd lose, but he wasn't sure he could beat him. So he was kind of happy he pulled out. And I felt when Ippo fought him, it's almost a passing of the torch. Like he's starting to overcome Date and his past losses and things of that nature, which I was happy to see. Now back to his fighting style. He's a veteran fighter and has a lot of tricks in his book. Now technically he's not a switch hitter. He starts off orthodox and switches to southpaw for the rest of the bout. You think southpaw is his natural and purest state and ultimate form, or his strongest form rather. So I would say he can fight orthodox or southpaw. He wasn't a switch hitter because he wouldn't switch consistently between the two. He gets really up on you. Once tactics, he got lower than Ippo and shut down pretty much his speed and his power with his shoulder and his arms. He's not against getting down and dirty with knocking your shoulder up with his elbow or things of that nature. He has a lot of heart. He fights to the end. He can take damage. He can give damage. His biggest weakness is that he's repetitive. So once you figure out his moves and strategy and get past it, you're pretty much fucked. As we saw with Ippo, who just pretty much got lower than him and used the same strategy on him, which is get low and uppercut him. But he even shut down the Dempsey roll, same way that Sendo did. I do feel this would be good for Mashiba, because we've not seen much of Rosario, but what we know, he's an in-fighter, consistent pressure, uses headbutts and feints, headbutts, elbows, things of that nature, just dirty fighting, dirty tactics. So I feel like Take Kichi is just a very very filtered down version of Rosario. In fact, he uses tactics as well that some may seem underhanded, like he was faking sick at one point, and things of that nature. Now, on another plane, it could be Yamada Yamichi, Hammer Now, which I would really enjoy to see him back in the story too. I don't necessarily know he's southpaw, but I know he's an end fighter who can take hits. However, his style isn't really suited for someone of Mashiba's caliber, I don't believe. He might have been training up. He'd go around beating up sparring partners just to get higher up in the ranks. He's very getting there, getting your face, digging your chest style. But I think he takes too many hits. He takes too many. He was beaten only in 2 rounds by Ipo. So against experienced fighters, he's really not always cracked up to be. But I think it's been about maybe a year or 2. I'm not too sure how long, what time zone is the manga since last we saw him. So it'll be nice to see him again. But that's my predictions. Stay blessed, and I'll catch you next time.